Hey everybody, welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. Um, what are we going to do today? We're going to finish the candle ring. We're going to keep sewing on the candle ring. We have to fix this one that we sewed all the pieces together. I don't know why I did this. I don't know what possessed me. So the question is, what are you doing? What are you up to? What are you sewing? Happy Saturday. No. Friday. Happy Friday. I am definitely enjoying this candle ring. I have a feeling, though, it's going to be a little bit smaller than I thought. Which obviously you could just make the pieces bigger, or more of them. I guess either one of those would work. But I actually just discovered I don't think I'm going to need a hostess gift, so I'm going to keep it for my own table. I'm probably making Thanksgiving dinner here. Just a quiet, intimate Thanksgiving. But as we know with all plans, it's probably up in the air and it'll probably change again. So I definitely need to finish this. Just in case. All right, so I've got somebody was asking me a question. Is it going to make a circle? I certainly hope so, because I've followed the instructions. So I mean that obviously is the goal. Okay. All right, let me sew this one on really quick. Come on, I'm busting this thing out, aren't I? All right, let's see. Oh, let's see. There we are. Turn the light down, Angela. Turn the light down. My God, my eyes. There, now you can see. All right, so I've got my mark from at a quarter inch, an inch and a half on the top, and then an inch only on the bottom. All right, here we go. Close your eyes. Yeah. For some reason, that didn't look right. All right, here we go. All right. Let's see. Let's take a little bit of stock here. It caught the corner of the other piece. Do you remember when I started this and I said, you could make this in like 2 hours? Well, more or less. That is if you stop sewing the pieces together. Okay. All right, let me just sew this one more time. Okay. Okay. God. I've done it again. Okay. Now, I'm just looking at the picture. And something, I don't know. Okay, maybe when it's sewn together, it'll make better sense. Something about it is not totally right in my head, but that's okay. That's all right. Hey, there's a lot of things that don't make sense in my head. So let's just keep going. Inch and a half. Inch and a half. Inch and a half. Inch. And inch. Does not reach. Then we connect the lines. Connect the lines. So how's everybody doing today? We have been on the run all day. Although I will admit, we didn't bounce out of the bed at 6:45 this morning. We took a few minutes to just... And you all know next week's going to be worse. You know that next week is going to be worse. Okay. So now. Okay. Do this. Okay. Oh. 1, 2, 3. I haven't finished stitching these around the edge. Ay. Okay, close that. Put the laser on. Put you on this one while we chit chat. So what are you doing this weekend? I indeed have more yard work to do. Just little stuff, tidy stuff, you know? You gotta keep the yard tidy. It's good advice for lots of things in life. So, I have that to do tomorrow, and it's been hot here. Like, today was... Steve wore shorts today, and I wore short pants today, like little capris. Because it was hot. 82. And did some running around town. I will say this. We're putting in, and when I say we, I mean Steve, and I just stand there and hold things every once in a while. That's really my job. I'm not there for any other skill. He's laying, he's putting in yard landscaping lighting. When we bought this house, it had very little. It had nothing. It had a couple of those, stick in the ground solar things that just really didn't work. So, he's been wanting to do this for a while, and then years worth of research and then trying to the wiring and believe me when I say it's a lot. Then picking out the lights. Okay, some of the lights that we've been looking at, you know, some of the inexpensive lights are still like $25 or $30 a piece. The really expensive ones, the really pretty ones, like for our front planter, like $100 a piece for a light outside. So we'll see. We're still looking at the lights, but anyway. So in order to do this, he has got to run wire all through the yard, buried wire. So he has this attachment for the tractor, of course, which I'm fully supportive because to try and dig a trench, all the places it has to go in the yard, he'd have a stroke. There's no way. And it would take... No, we're not doing that. So we got this attachment for the tractor, which is very cool. However, and what it does is you drive around and it's got this hooky thing on the back and it drags into the grass this little trench. And then it's got this tube and you put the wire in the top of the tube, and while it's digging the trench, while it's scooping out the dirt, it puts the wire down. It's unbelievable. So he was kind of getting the hang of that today and getting that all squared up and all that kind of good stuff. The only problem is it digs a trench. The yard looks like there's certain areas that look like we've been testing missiles. We're landing airplanes. But it's going to be fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, tomorrow's video we're gonna tie a bow on this thing, and we're going back to the ladder, the layer cake ladder, because I want to get that done. Tomorrow I'm gonna get all my yard work done. I'm gonna I have to get some baking started for next week. And then God willing, I'm just gonna come in here and sew for a little while. I'd like to make some progress on that layer cake ladder. Because I've only done 3 or 4, maybe 5 of the flower part of the blocks. I haven't even started the other ones. Okay, one more of these and then they're done. And we'll see if we can't get this thing put together really quick. All right. This. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. 1.5 inches. Now we're back over here. 1.5 inches. God, I need a smaller ruler. 1.5 inches. 1 inch. 1 inch. Oh my gosh. Did I score a deal on a turkey? So we're in Florida. We have Publix. I don't mind Publix. I mean, I like Publix a lot. I definitely do. It's definitely reminiscent of some of the grocery stores we had in California. However, on a lot of things, they're a little pricey on some things. How uncommitted am I to my opinion? On a lot of things, well, on some things. Anyway. But Publix for the win on the turkey. They had them on sale last week for 49 cents a pound. This may not be a big deal, except for the fact that obviously I don't look at. We have Publix and we have Walmart. There's a Winn-Dixie on the other side of town, but I don't really go to Winn-Dixie. We have Aldi. Anyway. So they had turkeys for 49 cents a pound. I got a turkey. I got like a 12-pound turkey. I think it was only $6. It wasn't even $6. Telling you, that's the way to do. That's the way to do it, sister. Oh, and I have an appointment tomorrow, so I really can't. Just remembered I have an appointment tomorrow night. With a client who's really, really sweet. And this pen is not quite enough. This one came out a little bit wonky. I think it'll work, but let's keep our eye on the prize here, Angela. And last one. Oh, it's not the last one. This is the last one. Well, this one I gotta finish. Hold on. Hang on. Okay. Now we have our 6. Also, for all my book girlies out there, have any of you read The Unraveling of Julia by Lisa Scottolini? If you've read it, what did you think? Lately, because we've had so much stuff going on, my reading has been. In fact, I think I mentioned this the other day. It's been reduced a lot. Like I'm not reading very much. I mean, I'm not reading as much, as quickly, I guess is probably what I'd say. So the question is, no, this is right. Okay. What did you think of that book? The reason I'm asking is, I'm not sure if it's the book that's kind of, I kind of have this slow roll through it, or if it's just me because I'm only reading a few pages at night before I go to bed. So it's hard to, I don't know, I feel like I'm not gaining a lot of traction with it. Like, really getting into the book. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense. But I got a gift yesterday from my sweetie. The new John Grisham called The Widow, which I am so excited to read. So excited. I love a John Grisham book. I don't think I've read anything by him that I haven't really enjoyed. So I'm hoping the same here. Okay, so I'm starting to see the turn. However, the only question is, I don't know. I'm not quite getting that how it's all going to lay down. Like in hers is really, she's really, I don't know. Is it possible we're going to finish this thing tonight? Is it possible? It is. It is. I only have a couple left. Oops. Whoa. Hold on. It's the last one. I've been watching people make these forever, and now I'm putting the last panel on. Okay, here we go. Now, we're supposed to take these last two We put these together and we sew on the last lines. Right? Okay. This, I don't know. We're ever hopeful. Well, what in the heck did I do wrong? But it won't lay down. I know what I did. I know what I mean. I know what I did wrong. I started off, well, like these three right here, I sewed from the 1.5 inches to the inch. And over here, on some of these I didn't. I sewed from the 1 inch to the 1.5 inches. Oh, blimey. I think that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. Okay, so I just have to figure out, I think I have to resew them all. Well, not really. I got to figure out which ones I did wrong. So I want the smaller part. I need the inch at the top. Okay, so are you correct? You are correct. You are correct. You are semi-correct. Marginally so. I kind of missed the mark there. Okay. Okay. So a couple of these I sewed in the wrong orientation, and I think that that has messed it up. So we're going to pop those out. We're going to pop those out. And then tomorrow, that's really the only thing left to do. And then we're just going to throw a stitch in the top, and we'll be back in business. Okay. All right. We're on our way. Mistakes happen. Thank God it's just thread. It's kind of a vertical candle holder. You see? It's, you know, you could put the candle in the middle. It's not going to stand up. I mean, it'd be a little dorky, I think. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, because it's just standing on those little points of fabric. Okay, let's not get sidetracked, Angela. We're not inventing a new project here. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to correct these 4 or 5 panels that we've got on there wrong. We'll flip them around, restitch them on, and then our candle ring will be done. Yay. Mental note. So from the inch mark down to the quarter, to the 1.5 inch mark, to make sure that you create a flat circle. Not a little volcano. Okay, I'm going to make some dinner for these folks. We're having smoked pork chops and some vegetables and, I don't know, whatever is in the fridge for a side. And we're going to call it a day. And I will be back tomorrow, and we'll fix this, and then pull out the stuff for the layer cake ladder, and we'll chit-chat. So, I'll see you tomorrow after you've done your Saturday morning stuff. And we'll sew and we'll chat. It'll be fun. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. But remember, only a 1/4 inch seam. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.